Have you ever wondered why your erection became weaker with age, yet your body can still become very hard when exposed to the right daily stimulus? As a medical doctor, I want you to understand something important: your erection did not disappear. It simply stopped receiving the signals it needs to activate. That is why a daily ritual, something simple, natural, and scientifically aligned with how your body works, can reignite your erection even at 80. Your erection depends on three internal triggers: nitric oxide release, pelvic circulation, and smooth muscle relaxation inside the penis. When these three work together, the erection forms quickly and becomes firm. But with age, each one slows down. Not because the body fails, but because it becomes inactive from years of low stimulation. This daily ritual works because it targets the exact mechanisms that weaken first. It increases nitric oxide production, reopens arteries that have become narrow, and reactivates blood flow to the erectile chambers. You are not forcing an erection. You are restoring the natural biology that creates one. For decades, older men were told that weak erections were simply a part of aging. But that is not medically accurate. Your erectile tissue is still there. Your blood vessels are still responsive. Your body can still generate strong pressure, once you stimulate it the right way. This ritual is urgent because the longer these systems stay inactive, the harder they are to wake up. Daily stimulation reconditions the body, retrains the arteries, and reawakens the erectile muscle. Before we continue, check if you are already subscribed to the channel. If this explanation opened your eyes, leave a like so more men can receive medically accurate guidance. And comment the word ritual so I know you are following every step with full attention. As a physician who treats older men every day, I can tell you this: your erection does not weaken because your body gave up. It weakens because several internal systems begin to decline silently, year after year, until the pressure required for a firm erection can no longer be produced. The first decline occurs in the endothelial lining, the microscopic layer inside your blood vessels that releases nitric oxide. When you were younger, this lining opened your arteries instantly, allowing blood to rush into the penis with power. But with aging, inflammation, reduced oxygenation, and decades of stress make this lining stiff and slow. A stiff endothelium means poor nitric oxide release, and poor nitric oxide means a weak erection. The second decline happens inside the smooth muscle tissue of the corpora cavernosa. These muscles must relax completely to trap blood and build pressure. However, as men age, these muscles remain partially tense due to low circulation and chronic microdamage. A muscle that cannot relax is a muscle that cannot create hardness. The third issue is the reduction of pelvic microcirculation. The smallest arteries are the first to narrow with age. They do not close fully, but they restrict speed and volume. Erections require a fast surge of blood, not a slow trickle. When the surge disappears, rigidity disappears with it. Hormonal signaling also weakens, but not because testosterone necessarily drops. In many older men, the real issue is receptor resistance. The body stops responding efficiently to the hormone that is still present. This slows libido and reduces the brain's ability to activate an erection. Finally, years of sitting and low movement create pelvic floor stiffness, a silent but serious cause of erectile decline. A tight pelvic floor compresses blood vessels and blocks the pressure pathway inside the penis. These changes do not represent permanent damage. They are functional declines, and functional declines can be reversed. This is why the daily ritual is so effective. It stimulates the endothelium, increases nitric oxide, releases pelvic floor tension, and restores rapid blood movement into the erectile chambers. It gives your body the exact triggers it stopped receiving long ago. Now that you understand why your erection weakens with age, let me explain the daily ritual itself, the exact sequence that reactivates nitric oxide, improves pelvic circulation, and restores your ability to become hard, even at 80. This ritual is built on three simple components, each chosen because it targets a different part of the erectile mechanism. Together, they send a strong message to your vascular system: open the arteries, relax the muscle, increase the pressure. The first component is diaphragmatic breathing. This type of breathing expands the lower abdomen, increases oxygen delivery, and gently stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, the system that activates relaxation and blood flow. Deep abdominal breathing lowers internal tension, allowing the erectile tissue to respond more naturally. The second component is slow pelvic activation. This involves controlled hip rotations, weight shifts, and small circular movements that stimulate the deep arteries supplying the pelvis. These arteries only open fully when the hips move in certain angles older men rarely use in daily life. This stimulation increases blood flow almost immediately. The third component is pelvic floor release. Many older men carry years of tension in the pelvic floor due to long periods of sitting, prostate issues, or posture habits. A tight pelvic floor restricts blood movement into the penis and prevents the chambers from expanding. The ritual includes a brief relaxation technique that reduces this tension, restoring a clear path for blood to enter. When these three elements are performed in sequence, breath, movement, release, they create the ideal conditions for nitric oxide to rise, the arteries to widen, and the erectile chambers to fill. The beauty of this ritual is its simplicity. It does not require equipment. It does not require strength. It requires precision, and only 1 minute of your day. When done correctly, this routine reactivates systems that age slowed down, but never destroyed. To ensure this daily ritual works for you, especially if you are in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, it must be performed with precision. As a doctor, I want to guide you through the exact steps so your body receives the full physiological benefits: nitric oxide activation, pelvic blood flow, and smooth muscle relaxation. Here is the correct way to perform the ritual. Step 1. Stand tall with your feet shoulder width apart. Keep your shoulders relaxed and your chest open. This posture frees the diaphragm and releases pressure from the pelvic region. Good posture alone increases circulation by opening the major arteries leading downward. Step 2. Begin diaphragmatic breathing. Place one hand on your lower abdomen. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds, allowing your belly, not your chest, to rise. Hold for 1 second. Then exhale through your mouth for 6 seconds. This pattern activates the parasympathetic nervous system, reduces internal tension, and widens the pelvic arteries. Step 3. Start gentle pelvic rotations. Rotate your hips in slow, deliberate circles. 5 rotations clockwise, 5 counterclockwise. This motion stimulates deep blood vessels that rarely activate during typical sitting or walking. It increases blood delivery to the erectile chambers. Step 4. Shift your weight from one leg to the other. Move slowly and steadily. This shifting motion creates alternating pressure inside the lower abdomen and pelvis, enhancing circulation and helping nitric oxide travel more efficiently. Step 5. Release pelvic floor tension. During your exhale, gently relax the muscles you would normally tighten to stop urine flow. Do not force anything, just let the area loosen naturally. A tight pelvic floor blocks erection pressure. Releasing it clears the pathway for blood to enter and remain inside the penis. Step 6. Maintain the sequence for 1 minute. That is all it takes. If done correctly, you should feel warmth, openness, or a subtle increase in pressure in the lower abdomen, a sign that the erectile mechanism is responding. This ritual does not push your body. It prepares your body. And for older men, preparation is the key to restoring strong, reliable erections. As a medical doctor, I want you to understand how your body will signal that this daily ritual is beginning to work. These early signs are not random sensations, they are reliable physiological markers that show nitric oxide is rising, pelvic arteries are opening, and the erectile tissue is becoming active again. The first sign is a warm sensation in the lower abdomen or pelvic area. This warmth indicates that blood flow to the pelvic region is increasing. For many older men, this feeling has been absent for years, which makes it one of the clearest indicators that the circulatory system is responding. The second sign is a sense of heaviness or fullness in the penis, even without sexual stimulation. This happens because the smooth muscle inside the corpora cavernosa is beginning to relax, allowing more blood to enter and stay. It is a strong indication that the erectile chambers are regaining elasticity. A third sign is a faster erection response. Erections that previously required stronger stimulation or took longer to appear now respond more quickly. This improvement reflects increasing nitric oxide availability and better endothelial function. Another sign many older men notice is the return of early morning firmness. Even partial morning erections are a major physiological milestone. They show that your body is rebuilding pressure internally during sleep, which is essential for long-term erectile health. You may also feel a subtle change in confidence and readiness, not because of psychology, but because your body physically feels more capable. When the erectile mechanism responds, the brain naturally reinforces the process. These signs are proof that your erection was not gone, it was inactive. And through this ritual, it is waking up again. As a physician, I need to warn you about something crucial. Many older men perform the ritual correctly, but still fail to see results because they unknowingly cancel the entire effect minutes later. These ritual killers are common morning habits that restrict blood vessels, shut down nitric oxide, and stop the erection pathway before it can activate. The first and most destructive habit is drinking caffeine too early, especially strong coffee on an empty stomach. Caffeine triggers a cortisol surge, and cortisol causes your arteries to tighten. Your ritual is trying to open your pelvic arteries, but the caffeine is closing them. For men in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, this single habit can completely block the erection you are trying to restore. The second ritual killer is shallow or tense breathing. If you lift your shoulders, tighten your chest, or hold your breath during or after the routine, you prevent full pelvic blood flow. Shallow breathing keeps the nervous system in a stress state, which reduces nitric oxide release and increases pelvic floor tension. Another major problem is sitting down immediately after finishing the ritual. Sitting compresses blood vessels in the pelvis, decreases circulation, and lowers oxygen delivery to the erectile chambers. Even if the ritual opened your arteries, sitting too soon closes them again. A fourth mistake is eating high-sugar foods right afterward. Pastries, sweet bread, cereals, fruit juices, flavored coffees, all of these inflame the endothelium. Your ritual is trying to heal the endothelial lining, and sugar immediately irritates it again. Dehydration is another silent enemy. If you begin the morning with low water levels, blood becomes thicker and more difficult to pump into the penis. These habits seem harmless, but for an older man, they can fully block the erection response you are trying to rebuild. Avoiding them is just as important as performing the ritual itself. To maximize the effect of the daily ritual, especially for men in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, I recommend pairing it with 2 additional habits. As a physician, I have seen this combined protocol significantly increase erection strength, speed, and reliability in older patients. Habit 1. Hydrate early to support blood flow within minutes of finishing the ritual. Drink a glass of water. Hydration increases plasma volume, allowing blood to circulate more freely and helping nitric oxide travel throughout the pelvic region. Older men often underestimate how much dehydration reduces erectile pressure. Habit 2. Use a low-sugar breakfast to protect your arteries. Choose a simple, low-inflammation meal after hydrating. Healthy fats, clean proteins, and low-sugar foods help your blood vessels stay relaxed and flexible. Avoid sweet pastries, sugary drinks, or processed cereals. These inflame the endothelial lining and weaken the nitric oxide signal your ritual just created. Habit 3. Stay lightly active for 1 to 2 minutes. Do not sit down right away. Walk slowly, stretch gently, or remain standing. This keeps pelvic circulation high and prevents compression of the arteries that supply blood to the erectile chambers. Even a small amount of movement reinforces the ritual's effect. When these 3 steps, hydration, supportive nutrition, and light movement, are combined with the daily ritual, your body receives a powerful message. Open the arteries, relax the erectile muscle, and restore strong erection pressure. With consistency, this protocol creates the ideal internal environment for firm, dependable erections, even at 80. If you stayed with me until the end of this video, it means you are truly committed to understanding your body and restoring your erection in a safe and natural way. Before you leave, take a moment to check whether you are already subscribed to the channel. This ensures you do not miss the next videos where I continue guiding you step by step. If you watched all the way through, comment the words daily ritual so I know you are part of the group that pays close attention and follows every detail. And do not forget to like this video. Your support helps this medical information reach more men who need clarity, confidence, and accurate guidance. Now go ahead and watch the next video that is appearing on your screen. It continues exactly from where this one stops and gives you the next steps to strengthen your erection even more.